Find the circumference of the circle in inches. Round your answer to the nearest hundred.
Because we are rounding, are we going to need a calculator? For sure. So I'm going to write out what the given information is. It says a circle has a radius of 14 centimeters. And I'm wanting this to be in what unit? What unit do I want it to be in? In inches. So then I'm going to go to my conversion chart, find something with centimeters and inches. And we have centimeters and inches in two locations. Whichever one you use does not matter. We might be off by a decimal point, and that's it, okay? So there's one right here, and then there's one on the right. Which one is more accurate, left or the right? Because it's got what symbolic notation? Approximated and equal to. Isn't that more perfect?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the more perfect. You don't have to. So we have 2.54 centimeters is equal to 1 inch. So that means I could let this box be the variable x and set my proportion. 14 over 2.54 is equal to x over 1. And then we are going to cross multiply. So 2.54x is equal to 14. And using my awesome calculator, 14 divided by 2.54. And it says to round it to the hundreds. Is that 1, 2, or 3 decimal places? 2. So we have 5 point, what? 5.1? Ooh, 5.51. If we go to thousands, then we'll do 512, right? Okay, the question says, find the circumference in the inches. Okay, y'all remember the circumference formula?
Is it pi r squared?
Pi r squared will be the area, 2 pi r. It's also on the formula chart that I gave you, but these are the simple ones that I expect you to hopefully know. And then we know the radius is 5.51. Let's plug it in. 2 pi, 5.51. Because it says to round, we're going to plug all the pi's in as well. Do not type in 3.14. That is rounded value. So we have 2. When you go to second caret, that's going to pull up the pi symbol. And then times 5.51. So how many do I have then? I guess if you're not typing, no calculator for you, right? For the rest of the year. Whoa. It'll be about 34 point, I would say 62. What if I ask you to round to the hundreds in terms of pi? You only multiply out the numbers. 2 times 5.51. And then you'll say, well, this could also be 11.02 pi. So this answer is in terms of pi. So write them both out. So on your next assessment, if I say round to the whatever, good. But if it also says to round to whatever in terms of pi, it'll be the first one top. Is everyone good on that one? Okay? All right. For number 2, Blake, let's read.
Find the area of the triangle shown below in square centimeters to the nearest hundred. Hint, convert to centimeters first.
So let's convert to centimeters first. It says on your unit or the conversion, it says 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters as we used a while ago. So take 6 times 2.54, 14 times that. And by the way, 14 is representing all of the base. If that helps you to draw the line, go for it. So let's multiply 6 times 2.54. Go get a calculator if you need. Rivers for today, take number 17. We have a signed calculator. Don't toss the calculator, please.
Yeah, fine, so.
All right, let's multiply 2.54 by 6. How many? 15.24 centimeters. Let's now multiply 2.54 by 14. How many? 35.56 centimeters. So the area of the triangle that is listed on the formula chart, and this is a common area formula that I expect you to know, is half times base times height. And your base is always perpendicular to the height. So we know by looking at this image, we have the right angle symbolic notation. So here I have my base, here I have my height. So we have area is equal to 1/2. The base is 35.56 times 15.24. If this were to be on your test, should you write out the formula and plug it in? Yeah? So if you mess up when you were typing it in by a decimal place or whatnot, I can go back and go, okay, this person knew the setup, but just messed up on typing and won't take off the whole thing, right? Okay, let's type that in. Great, you're doing that in your head. Pretty impressive. Someone took your calculator. How dare. Here. I'll find who you are, okay? I'm gonna play detective today. It's 200 and something. 0.97. And that this is gonna be centimeters what? Square, because we have an area. Now let's go to number 3. Jack, let's read number 3.
You want to cut a receipt for cookies by 1/3. Here, oh, that's, bro, I'm still waking up.
I'm also recording. Keep going.
Your measuring cup is marked with fourths of a cup and also milliliters. The recipe calls for 4 cups of flour. How many milliliters of flour are required for your reduced receipt? Round to the nearest
Recipe.
milliliter. Oh, recipe. Round to the nearest milliliter. Milliliter.
Okay, so let's look at our conversion chart. What are we converting? Cups to what? Cups to milliliter. Let's go ahead and find it. Look for cups, and it should be somewhere on the top right-hand corner.
I got cups to tablespoon.
Mm-hmm.
1 cup is 236 milliliters. Yeah.
1 cup is how many?
236 milliliters.
So since I have 4 cups, 236, when I multiply that, someone type that in. 944 milliliter. Now it says the recipe is cutting it by 1/3. So if I don't need 1/3, what do I actually need for my recipe? So we need 2/3 of the 944. Type that in, just like that on the calculator. 2/3 parentheses 944. So the amount that we actually need for cookies will be 629 milliliters. Okay, now let's go to the back. I'm going to make up a problem that I think will be more useful. Okay, if you're ready, give me a thumbs up. Okay, ready? Almost? All right. I want you to draw me an isosceles triangle. And if it doesn't look like it, maybe figure's not drawn to scale. It's not your fault, right? So here I have my height. Then I have my congruent side, it's just one of them 7. And let's say I give you that this one side right here is 5. And the question says to find the area. Find the area. First of all, we need to write out the formula, right? What's up?
That the other side must be 5 too, right?
Correct. So then we have area formula. On the front page, I did half times base times height. Could I also write that as base times height all divided by 2? They mean the exact same thing. Choose whichever one you're convenient or more comfortable with. So my base is everything on the bottom that is perpendicular to the height. So is the everything on the bottom 5?
No.
Everything on the bottom must be what? 10. So we have 10 times the height. Do we know what the height is?
No.
Could I use Pythagorean theorem? Oh, so we have 7 squared is equal to h squared plus 5 squared. I'm using the converse just out of habit. You don't have to. 49 is equal to h squared plus 25. And then when I subtract 25, what is my h squared? 24. When I square root this, should we just type this on the calculator? It didn't say round to anything, right? That was not the condition. We need to simplify the radical. I see 4 times 6. 4 is a perfect square of who? 2. And radical 6 is as it is. So we have 2 radical 6. It's a good practice. All divided by 2. So something unique is going to happen. You can either multiply the whole numbers out and divide it by 2. I'm going to be clever about this and go, hey, you're gone. So that means my final answer for the area is 10 radical 6. And I didn't give you a unit, right? Can you make up a unit? Yeah, but if you're not sure, just say unit squared. So this is a good reminder of simplifying the radical and also knowing when to use the right triangle in the Pythagorean. If we're good with this, give me a thumbs up. All right.